Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call. If we just get your thoughts on the win at Tulsa, maybe a few words about Malcolm's performance and what you expect to see as you get back home to face USF on Saturday, please.
Yeah, good morning, Chuck. Obviously you're always pleased to come away with the win, especially on the road. And playing against a team, Tulsa, that had every opportunity to beat SMU, a really good SMU team. And we're ahead most of the game, and a team that had beaten San Jose State, beaten Wyoming, and beaten some teams that had also beaten some good teams. And so we knew they were a good football team, and to come out with the victory and to play as well as we did, very, very happy for our players. I thought they played well. Obviously Malcolm did a lot of good things, and is playing at a high level for us right now. And the great thing about it, he recognizes that there are things that he could still do better at, and he's a great kid and will continue to work hard that way. Very pleased with the way we played on defense. Tulsa and had over 500 yards versus SMU, and Coach Montgomery is as good offensive mind as there is in the country, and so to play as well as we played on defense, and to hold them to that amount of yards rushing, is just very pleased. And so it's a great win on the road. We're excited. Now we got to turn our focus to USF, South Florida, that had a big win versus BYU at home. And so, that's where our focus is right now. Get ready for a team that's, just my initial things in watching them, very athletic, really good team. I've always had a ton of respect for Coach Strong, great football coach, and we'll get ready and do the best we can to get ready for this Saturday.
We'll take questions for Coach Ken Niumatalolo, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll take the first question from Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com. Please go ahead.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, Dan. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. I know you spoke about Malcolm Perry a little bit here in the intro, but just what you could say about the maturation process of him and just, what he's been since the day he walked into Navy to what he's grown to leadership-wise at this point.
Well, he's always been a great athlete. He's always been as good a runner and as dynamic as a runner that we've had here at the Naval Academy. Early on in his career, big runs that he's had, people as a slot back in several early games. But then, we moved him to quarterback last year, and he was, kind of finding his way through that. But I just think this year, as you said, the maturation process from, knowing in January that he was going to be the starter, taking some leadership role and some pride, and, being the man that everybody looks to. And I've seen it on the sideline. I've seen it in the Air Force game, with him making adjustments with Coach Jasper, his composure. He's making great decisions, and he there's still things he has to clean up on, and that's the great thing. As good as he's playing, he'll be the first one to tell you that he can get better. But I think his leadership has been really contagious with our team, very selfless. He talked about after the game that it's the worst game he played, could have played a lot better, and I didn't realize that he rushed for over 200 yards, never wants the spotlight on himself, always thinking of others. And to be a great leader, you have to serve first, and he's been awesome. He's matured in so many ways, and right now he's given us a chance to, to be successful.
And then on the defensive side of it, just what you could say about the defensive improvements this season under Brian Newberry. I know you've held teams at times to 17, 10, and 7 this season. Just what you could say about the improvements of the defense under Brian.
And actually, against the Memphis game, we gave up a kickoff return, and the other one we get the defense had short fields. In the first half, we held Memphis, and so I think they've been playing well the whole year. Coach Newberry is doing an unbelievable job with our defense. But he'll also be the first one to tell you that, we can improve, and we got a lot of room for improvement. But I love, the things we're doing schematically. I love the way we're playing. We're playing really hard on defense. We're stopping the run. So we're a team that I feel like we're getting to know his system better. Our players have embraced it. They totally believe in it. They totally believe what we're doing on defense. And so I'm excited. I'm excited where we're at, but we've only played 5 games. We got a long ways to go, and that's our approach right now, just to keep pressing forward.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. Good luck moving forward.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
We'll take the next question from Bill Wagner with Baltimore Sun Media Group.
Morning, Kenny.
Morning, Wags.
Malcolm, I asked him why. He said that it was one of the worst games he played after because on the surface with the rushing numbers, he played great. But he said he just in terms of running the offense and whatnot, when you looked at the film, did you see the same the things he was thinking about in his mind? Did you feel like he did some things with not running the offense that he had to improve upon?
Well, I think that's the great thing about him. I mean, you're always going to nitpick to try to get better. And, I think he's looking at some of those things to try to improve. But, I think a big part of it is just he's hard on himself, but there are things he can get better at, but everybody can. As anybody that's ever played a great game, everybody's still human. There's always things that you can improve on. And so, yes, he can improve on things, but he's doing a lot of good things too, Wags. And so, after you look at the tape, you feel like, yeah, he can improve on this and that, but that's everybody and that's every week, And so, I'm just grateful that he, hasn't settled and feel like he's arrived. He's always pressing forward, giving credit to his teammates. We just got to keep pressing forward that way.
And then lastly for me, just your thoughts on looking at early tape on South Florida. I mean, a couple of years ago you went down there. They were one of the best offensive teams I think Navy's ever played in a long time with their athletes. Are you still seeing more of that this year, this team?
Yeah, they still got a ton of really good athletes. We're in early stages of, taking a look at them. Ton of good athletes. Really impressed with them last week to have the fortitude to come back against BYU. They showed some grit on their resolve and the resolve of their team. Like I said earlier, I have a lot of respect for Coach Strong. He's one of the best coaches in our profession. And he's got good players. And so I've always said that, you got good players, good coaches. It's always a bad recipe for the opponent, and they're playing hard. And so it's going to be a tough game. But we're playing well also. So I think both sides, I know we'll be looking forward to it. I know they'll be looking forward to it. And we love playing at home. It's been a place that's been a great venue for us. And so we're going to continue to need all the home support, in this one.
Thanks, Coach.
Bye, Wags.
We'll go to Joey Knight with Tampa Bay Times. Please go ahead.
Coach, you're outscoring your opposition by an astounding figure in the first half. Was there a concerted effort in the off season to come out faster, come out of the gate better, or is that's just the way it's played out?
No, we've I've always tried to get off to a fast start. It's always been a big emphasis of us, and I think a lot of it has to do twofold. It's statistically, when we're ahead in the fourth quarter, we're a hard team to beat, just by the nature of our offense. But also with the addition of Coach Newberry and his philosophy, we just feel like what we do on both sides of the ball gives us a chance, if we get ahead, to stay ahead of people. And that's, we're trying our best to kind of stay that way, but, we've always tried to get off to fast starts just because of the nature of our offense. We try to possess the ball. We try to keep the opposing defense off the field, and our defense is doing a great job of getting people off the field on third downs. And so I guess because of all that, us being able to possess the ball and us getting them off the field, it's helped us to get off to fast starts. And, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
Take one more for Coach Niumatalolo.
Okay, we'll go to Tom Shanahan with the Raleigh News and Observer. Please go ahead.
Hi, Coach. I learned last week from Paul Crothers the easy way to refer to you as Coach Nimot.
Yes, it is. I'm sure there's other things, but I don't know what they call me.
Okay. Hey, I want to write about Jacob Stringer. Big game for him. And you moved him from safety to linebacker. I guess that's something new with Coach Newberry. Just talk about his season and his transition.
Well, we've always felt like Jake was one of our better players or one of our best players, and wanted to get him in a position where he could make plays. Jake's doing a lot of good things. He's continuing to learn the defense, and he's a good kid. And if he continues to stay humble and keep working hard, the sky's the limit for this kid. He's got a ton of potential to be a really, really good player for us, and he's doing a lot of good things. And we're going to need him to continue to do good things and improve for us to reach the goals that we want to reach as a program.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Coach Nimot.
Thank you.
First, thanks so much for your time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.